We founded this business in 1973. There were about 6 or 7 wooden boat builders in business in 1973 around the country. Britain was a leading boat building country. A boat is made as a tube, and a tube automatically gains stiffness just by being a tube. So we create a very thin skin. It's only 2 millimeters thick. It's 4 layers in the skin, which is very stiff lengthways, resilient so it'll absorb a blow and spring back. And because it will absorb the blow and spring back, it doesn't break. Spin that round. I had always been designing boats since I was a kid. I've been building model boats, I've been designing model boats, drawing them, all these things. When I was about 11, I bought some plans for a kayak and I made the kayak. Probably my best business because I sold a kayak for roughly twice what it cost me to make. There came a point when I was an active rower, active sculler. I felt I would like to build boats. I had design ideas which I thought should be implemented. I chose to build in wood because I saw wood as a most marvellous structural material. It's nature's first fibre-reinforced composite. It's had 400 million years of development behind it. It's held up trees awfully well throughout that time. It appears in many forms. It's a hollow fibre composite, and people are still working to generate hollow fibre composites. There's a myth that old wooden boats didn't last. They've lasted for hundreds of years, some of them. It depends how you treat them, but they were much more fragile. We introduced a completely new dimension, wooden boats that were really tough. Also very smooth, very well shaped, and the shape was not a compromise. Other companies were making reputable boats in glass, in Kevlar, in carbon. It's a lot easier to make a boat if you just have to drape a fabric over a mould than if you have to take wood, shape, align, handle all its vagaries and make it conform to a boat shape. We have continued doing that. Wood has the great advantage of being eminently renewable. You grow a tree, it maybe has a crop if it's something like walnut or plum or cherry. You crop it for many years, and then when it gets too big, you cut it down, you convert it into timber, veneers, whatever, and then you plant some more. This is how it should be done. This is good husbandry. This doesn't mean to say that we don't use synthetic materials. Obviously we use resins, we have to. And resins are what have transformed the business of lamination of really strong, robust and but flexible structures in wood, so that we don't have to use the carpentry methods which gave wood this wooden image. When you design a boat in wood and you do it intelligently, you don't nail it together, but you shape and bond and form and mould, you can make a fantastic structure.
Shoving that in there like that. Okay, this is the Aerofin steering foil we're going to put together here. Comes in 2 halves, and we add these bits and pieces inside and glue it together and clamp it up. The Aerofin, we think, or Carl's calculated, could save you probably up to about 10 seconds or so over the course of the head of the river race, for instance. Just simply because it holds its line better, takes the corners better. It's a bit like it's on rails. It's especially with the canard fin on the front as well, really really glues the boat into the turn you want to make. And what you don't get is leeway drift. It doesn't slide off like or as badly as boats do generally. I mean, it's free speed. I mean, there's no real reason why you shouldn't fit one to your boat. It's a much better option than the traditional rudder and plate rudder and fin solution that's on boats at the moment.
On everything to do with rowing, I try to take a scientific approach. Why do we do this thing? What does this component do? Is it fit for purpose? Will it last the life of the user? And that's the way we look at it. Our boats last the lives and outlast some of their users. We also started making many of the accessories for our boats. You get fed up with the quality of what you get from other people, and so you say, I can do this myself. I'm an engineer. I know how to make things. We developed riggers for our own use, and then people came to us and said, could you make them for us? So we did.
These are glued on with epoxy resin, and then when the glue's dried they're rubbed down, varnished, and eventually sprayed, and that's the finish that they get. The holes are actually fitted to the customer's specification, which hopefully makes it more comfortable, because people are doing a lot more distance in boats now and therefore require a more comfortable seat.
People coming into our workshop smell the timber. We don't, because we're so used to it. If I'm away a week, then I come back and I smell it. In different weather, it smells differently. It has a smell that is characteristic of the walnut tree through and through. The leaves, the sap, the bark, the timber when you cut it, or even when you don't cut it, and the fresh green nuts all have this characteristic smell. If you like it, it's wonderful. So we make these beautiful boats, and people say they're too beautiful, they can't be strong. In Duisburg last year, we had people coming up to us and saying, oh, beautiful boats, but of course not fit for use on the water. I said, look out there at all the people who are winning in them.